Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG online video. And today I have another Eeveelution video for you guys. This Eeveelution marathon here. Eeveelution this. You get an Eeveelution, you get an Eeveelution, you get an Eeveelution, everybody gets an Eeveelution. Swellow here, the stage 1 Delta Trait plus 90 HP colorless Pokemon. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this Pokemon, you can take one more prize card. Sounds kind of like Lugia, Plasma Lugia with the overflow ability, but it's an ancient trait. And Peck right here hits for 30, wing attack hits for 50 as well. Not the greatest attacks, of course. This is like Pokemon base set, original base set. Hitmonchan hitting for 50. Lightning weak, so that could be a problem. We do have the resistance here, fighting resistance, that's nice, and 1 retreat cost. So the main attacker is going to be Swellow. We do have 2 Shamans here, classic staple, 2 Shamans in every deck almost. At least 2. I don't know. I've seen so many deck builds have at least 2. Sky Return setup, draw until you have 6. And the Eeveelution line, my typical Eeveelution line, 2 Jolteons, 1 Vaporeon. I never know when that can come in handy. We have the 2 Flareons here as well, giving the Swellow a type weakness. So, yeah, maybe that could work out. So we have the Level Ball here, 3 of these. Professor's Letter, can never know when you can search for some basic energies. We have the Sacred Ash. Again, since Swellow is the only attacker here, we kind of want to bring those back into our deck and then power them up again. Switch, as well as the Ultra Ball, classic. Gotta have Ultra Ball in almost every deck. And VS Seeker as well. So 4-4 line of Swellow, 4-2-1-2 line of these Flareon Eeveelutions, pretty typical of mine, and then 2 Shamans. Only 2 switches, 2 Ultra Balls, pretty light on that because we have the Level Balls over here, and then 3 VS Seekers. I opted to play 3 instead of 4. I will be playing Ace Trainer because Swellow's pretty weak, and it's pretty easy to fall behind in prizes. We have AZ here, as well as 2 Lysanders. We have the Professor Birch's Observation, 3 Sycamore, and Shauna. And then we have the Shadow Circle here to protect us from lightning, because we are lightning weak. So we're going to be playing a couple of these Darkness Energies in there as well. We have 3 Muscle Bands to boost up the energy, the damage count a little bit, and 4 DCEs. 4 of these Darkest Energies, and 1 of each of these beautiful energies here to potentially Energy Evolution. And then you never know, you may be able to attack with these guys as well. That could always happen. Who knows? Maybe you can slap on a Muscle Band, hit Hydro Slash on a Pokemon that's weak to water, and knock them out in 1 shot. Same thing with the Jolteon, slap on a Muscle Band, hit Thunder Blast, discard a Lightning Energy, and that's going to be a pretty good knockout right there. You guys get the idea. The only thing with Flareon is you gotta flip a coin. That's a little bit troubling. Yeah, it's kind of risky, but otherwise, Swellow here can maximum output, hit for 140 with the Muscle Band. Would probably be a 2-hit knockout for most EXs. Even without the Muscle Band, if they're weak to lightning, weak to fire, or weak to water, you can do a 2-hit knockout, right? Hit for 100 without Muscle Band, hit for another 100 without Muscle Band. Take 3 prizes that way. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for the deck. Pretty straightforward. Eeveelution Nation. Here we go. Let's go ahead and see this deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, and we're going to be playing against Archer Knight, and it's a Grass, Psychic, and Lightning deck. I wonder what that could be. Let's go ahead. We'll be going first. That way we can evolve first. Sweet. Okay, we're going to start off with the Tallow here. Never mind. We're going to go with the Eevee instead. Let's see here. Energy Evolution ain't going to happen, of course, but hey, that's a pretty looking Eevee. And you guys always ask me, why do you guys play that one? Play the one with 60 HP. I like the art. I do. That's the only reason why I play it. Because the artwork looks adorable. Okay, so that's enough ranting about Eevee right here. We do have a Level Ball. We have the Tallow here as well. And, certainly we can go ahead and probably just play the DC on that Tallow. We have, we could play Darkness Energy, be safe in case my opponent plays Enhanced Hammer and things like that. Let's go ahead and grab another Eevee here. We're going to be playing against a Night March Vespiquen deck. Oh, that's interesting. Here's another Tallow. Wow, we are getting everything. This is great. We're going to hang on to the Level Ball. We have the Jolteon we can retreat with. And too bad we don't have the Flareon, though. If we can get the Flareon, that'd be great. If we can top deck a Flareon or a Swellow, that's awesome. But I gotta wait and see if that happens or not. My opponent plays a Psychic Energy on the Combi as well as a Muscle Band. We see a Vespiquen and discard it into the discard pile. I mean, where else is it going? Discard it into the discard pile. Ha, that's redundant. Here's a Trainer's Mail. I was actually paying attention to what my opponent was grabbing, but Ultra Ball, we see another Joltik in the discard pile, and all we got here is a little Level Ball. Here is an Unknown for my opponent, and my opponent just Rightly so. Immediately discards the unknown, drawing to another card, top decking something else. Archer Knight plays the revive. Can go ahead and discard the unknown again. So here we go. Gotta wait and see what does my opponent do next, and that's it. My opponent passes the turn. We top deck the Swellow. This is amazing. Oh man, I couldn't have asked for a better start than this. Here we go. We can even play. Might as well play the double dragon. Why did I say dragon? Double colorless energy. Let's go for the retreat. Hit for the Swellow. Go for a wing attack, hitting for 100 damage, and we'll take 2 prizes right off the bat. That is just sick. And the question is, does my opponent have a DCE? If he does, then that'll be pretty devastating. That would be an easy knockout. And there is the DCE. Joltik will be able to knock out our Swellow. But we do have a double color synergy. Actually, we could actually just play the Shaman. It's not every day we see a Shaman knock out and take a prize, huh? If my opponent does not bench anything else, the Shaman will be able to knock out the Joltik, and we will win the game. So, gotta wait and see. What does my opponent do? We see a Battle Compressor. My opponent can still get rid of some more Pumpkaboos and Night Marchers, yada, yada, yada. But what matters right now is, does my opponent play a bench Pokemon? He doesn't know I have a DC in my hand, and I can easily knock out that Joltik with a simple Sky Return. Oh, here's an unknown. Is he going to keep it there? Nope, never mind. Farewell letter. Okay. Farewell, unknown. Here's another Battle Compressor. Can get rid of some more Night Marchers and whatnot. But for us, I'm not too concerned yet. Until we see my opponent bench something, then yes, I will be concerned. I will promote the Jolteon, get the free retreat, and go on from there. We do have Via Seeker available to us. We even have a Switch available to us. That won't really be necessary, but I gotta wait and see. My opponent is gonna bring out another Joltik. Alrighty then. Okay, so there is the Joltik. We will not end the game just yet. We get hit for 280 damage. That is ridiculous. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna promote not the Talio. We'll just promote the Shaman. Might as well. We'll just go for the knockout here. And we do have a Shauna that we can utilize. Hey, here's a Swellow. Here's an Eevee. Looking pretty good. Ultra Ball definitely can happen. Let's go ahead and Ultra Ball. Let's get another Shaman out here. We can draw on those 5 more cards. We got a Switch. Okay. Via Seeker. Nothing too interesting. Alright, here we go. Sky Return, knocking out the Joltik, taking out another DCE. And we will promote the... let's promote the Eevee, I think, because, you know, I think the Jolteon's pretty valuable. And again, my opponent will be able to hit us for a Night March if he has the DCE. So, alright, so we see an Acro Bike. Does my opponent dig for a DCE? Do we see that? Here's a Combi. Here's another Acro Bike. Does my opponent have it? Does my opponent have the Force Giant Plant Stadium? Do we see the Combi evolve into the Vespiquen? Here is a DCE on the Combi. So my opponent's going to be sacrificing the Joltik here. We see a Professor Sycamore. My opponent can still play the Stadium, evolve the Vespiquen, and get a Switch. So that can happen. We see another Battle Compressor right there. My opponent's just discarding things left and right. More Pumpkaboos and whatnot. More, perhaps even Joltiks and stuff like that. So right now, the Combi can be pretty frightening. We do have a Via Seeker available to us. For the next turn, we see an Ultra Ball. Alrighty then. I don't know. Here, oh my goodness, another Joltik. Man. Alright, so, oh, never mind. My opponent can see the match right when I was feeling like this is going to be pretty troublesome. I realized my opponent conceded the match. So, well, hey, we were able to knock out and take 2 prizes, hit for weakness, hit it for 100, and also that little Shaman hitting for another 30 damage, 130 total. This match was not satisfying. What do you guys agree with me? We got to play another match here on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, and we're going to be playing against Kiko24_24, and when I think of the number 24, I think of Kobe Bryant, who wears the number 24 for the LA Lakers. I don't know, is there any other athletes that wear the number 24 that's, you know, that you guys know that's really famous? Let me know in the comments below. And so, alright, so Kiko24 will get to go first. We're going to go ahead and start with the Shaman. Hey, my opponent starts with the Lugia EX. That's nice to see, so we can take advantage of that and eventually get a Jolteon going. So maybe we can take 3 prizes that way. Looking pretty good. We see the Muscle Band right here. We see a DC drop on the Lugia EX. And here is the Professor's Letter. I mean, certainly we can... okay, wow. Darkness Energy and Psychic Energy. That's interesting. I wasn't really paying attention to what my opponent was playing, so Let's go ahead. We'll grab the Eevee, get the Talio down here. Let's go for the Ultra Ball. And let's go for the Professor Birch's observation. Could have played the Ultra Ball for another Shaman, but we'll just go with the Birch. And lucky for us, we did flip heads. That's kind of nice. We're just going to end the turn here. We have the Jolteon ready to go. We have an Ultra Ball. We can go ahead and grab the Swellow that way. My opponent plays a Malamar EX. That's interesting. Okay, here's a Trick Coin. And, alright, so I think what I'm going to do, I know for sure when we get the Swellow, we have a DCE here. If we can pull off and get a switch somehow, we won't be able to knock out the Lugia EX, alright? But I think it's going to be worth it. I think what I want to do is I want to soften up the Lugia EX enough to where I should be able to knock it out and guarantee myself taking 3 prizes. It is really risky. I know my opponent can play AZ or something, Super Scoop Up, whatever. But it may be worth the risk. Alright, so we're going to go for it. We're going to take this route right here. You can see we have a Sycamore available to us. We have a Shadow Circle. I don't want to play Shadow Circle. My opponent will be able to take advantage of the weakness and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to go for a VS Seeker. Go for the Shauna instead of the Birch. Shauna is a little bit more risk-free. And yes, we did get the switch. And here is the Eevee. We should be able to hit for 140. And I know my Swellow will get knocked out, but this may be worth it. Alright, this might be worth it. You guys are probably calling me crazy, but what I want to do is apply pressure on my opponent right away. And again, the Swellow is going to go down, that's for sure, but certainly we can just use Shaman to use the Sky Return. That's, we won't get the benefit of hitting for, taking 3 prizes, but I want to put ourselves in a position where the Lugia X is damaged enough and where we will soften it up enough. And yeah, so okay, my opponent does take 1 prize here, but I'm still okay. I'm still not too concerned. All right, so here we go. We can AZ up the Shaman, that damaged up Shaman right there. Let's go ahead and get another Swellow, Talio into play in case my opponent does Lysander out one of the Talios and knocks him out. We can still get another Swellow into play, and that's it. We'll retreat into the Eevee, sacrifice the Eevee, let the Eevee get knocked out for us, and so. Certainly, we can go ahead and use the first attack of Swellow, but at the same time, we can play it patient. We can play it patient, and so that we can get at least 3 energies on the Swellow. Again, my opponent's taken 2 prizes already. We do have a switch available to us. Let's go ahead. We'll just play the Sycamore and. Let's take a look and see. We didn't get a DCE. That's okay. We can still play the energy on the Swellow. I mean, we can attack right now for a Drill Peck, whatever it is called, but I think we just play a patient. We'll sacrifice another Eevee here and pass the turn. So right now, of course, we can attack. This is kind of a risky move. My opponent can just Lysander out the Swellow. Certainly that can happen. But at the same time, I'm just kind of biding my time to make sure I can get this set up and able to consistently hit for at least 100 damage. So the wing attack, right? We could have gone for the peck. That would have hit for 60. That would have been a knockout on Lugia. But we're gonna go and wing attack here. We're gonna bide our time. Wait for that. Wait for it. And yes, 3 prizes right there. All right. So we have 2 Lysanders right now. We even have a DCE. We can play in the Tallow. On the bench, my opponent promotes a Golett, and here is a Yveltal EX. So again, that was a really risky move. Probably should have attacked earlier with the Drill Peck, or the not Drill Peck, just the regular Peck for 30 times 2 would have been 60. But we sacrificed 2 Eevees. My opponent was able to take on 2 Eevees and a Swellow. We did survive the turn here because of the resistance. My opponent is a fighting Pokemon, so I'm going to promote the, I'm going to Lysander out the Lugia. Let's just power up the other Swellow here. We're evolving the Swellow right now. And let's go for the wing attack. And hit for 100. That's going to be a 2-hit knockout. We should be able to take the prize right now. Well, actually, no. Even if my opponent does knock out the Swellow, we have a Swellow on the bench, ready to hit it for only 60. Ah, shucks. We need the Muscle Band or an energy. Oh, wait. My opponent brings out the Shaman. I wonder what's up with that. We don't have an energy, though. We can't switch out the Shaman, so that's a little bit of a bummer. We do see a Psychic Energy right there. Alrighty. Alright, so we don't have an energy to retreat the Shaman. But, that's alright. We can play... We don't want to play Shadow Circle. It gives my opponent the protection from weakness again. So we're just going to patiently end the turn right here. Sometimes you got to play it patient. We can easily knock out this Lugia right now. The Lugia is in danger of getting knocked out. My opponent's going to pay the retreat cost, 2 energies to retreat it. We see the Golurk here. And the Golurk can knock out the Shaman, I think. Wow, we even see the Pokemon Center Lady. And that means we really need to get that Muscle Band. If we can hit for 140, that will knock out that Lugia EX over there with only 40 damage on it. So, we're in top deck mode right now. If we can do that, we should be able to knock out. We can Lysander out the Lugia and knock it out. We only have 1 Muscle Band in the discard pile. We play, I think, 3 of them, so 2 of them left. Unless both of them are prized, that would be very disappointing. But again, you know, this looks like we have this under control. It may not look like it, but I feel like I have good control right now. Let's see. The Golurk here will be able to hit us for a superpower. It's no strong energy, only a Muscle Band. Yeah, that can certainly knock us out, maybe. No, we have the fighting resistance too. So here is Cammy. Cammy's gonna lay down the gauntlet, and that's it. My opponent concedes the match, or not really concedes, but times out of the match, and we'll lose. So again, I think we would have been able to knock out that Lugia over there and take the last 3 prizes. Certainly that would have been a possibility, and certainly we would have been able to take 3 prizes. At least we took 3 prizes once. I like that. That was awesome. Again, we sacrificed the Swellow early. May not have been the best choice to do that, but we applied enough pressure from my opponent to put the Lugia EX in the position to get an easy 3 prize knockout. Certainly was susceptible to other things, but hey, we were able to pull off the win. And yeah, again, I think a couple things I misplayed, but getting the win is what matters. All right. So that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys liked it. Give it a thumbs up. And if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. If you guys are returning subscribers, thanks so much for being a part of this channel, being a part of this epic journey. You guys take care. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.